Indeed. We are coming to you live, and when we say independence, we mean independence, man. We are in the city of Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love or fatherly love or all that kind of stuff.
It looks gorgeous. I mean, the backdrop is really nice. Weather looks good.
I am literally in a house a couple of blocks from like the main Independence Square, and it's just magnificent, this backyard. I've been up writing, thinking, just beautiful. Little coffee. Folks that were staying with UPenn grads, and so really good stuff, man. Very nice to get out of Dodge once again. So New York, Philly, New Jersey this week. Crazy. I will tell you, the state of the airline business is completely shattered. Customer service is completely out the window. They take liberties to do whatever the hell they want with it, whoever. We were a couple of hours delayed yesterday, just nuts, man. But I'm here.
Yeah, glad you made it. I was actually thinking your flight was going to get canceled. I was pretty locked into the betting that you were not going to get out at all. So the fact that you're there is a win.
Well, Jake sent me a story, a report that American Airlines just randomly canceled hundreds of flights because they don't have enough pilots or people to work them. So yeah, I wasn't really sure. But they don't tell you. They just go like, I'm on my way down from Palm Beach to fly out of Lauderdale. It's going to be 2 hours late. 2.5 hours. 3 hours late. This crazy stuff.
There's no doubt.
It's good to be here. Good to do the huddle on the road. This is the second time this week. New York and Philly, bookends to a great week. Lots of really great stuff. The content for this huddle, this week's huddle, has been tremendous. I mean, we're so dialed in. Really good stuff. Shay, were you able to capture the email that Jeremy Torres got?
Yes, sir.
So I want to show you this, Mark. So Jeremy gets an email, somebody that he wants to connect with him, and they asked him a couple of questions.
Well, he was going on a podcast. So the questions that were in preparation for the podcast were these questions. And one of the questions that he was being asked is, what is the Nudelberg Daily Huddle, which I love.
Which to me is the daily double. We should be playing Jeopardy music. The answer is 2.
I love it.
Is that your final answer? I agree it is. It's 8 o'clock, top of the hour. No better way to start the day with some Philadelphia music. That's right. Teddy Pendergrass hails from Philadelphia. Let's go. Wake up, everybody. Get up, get up, get up, get up. Wake up. Come on. Wake up, everybody. Teach a new way. Maybe then they'll listen what you have to say. Wake up, everybody. No more sleeping in bed. No more about to thinking, top of thinking ahead. Come on now. So a big shout out to everybody who joins us each morning. I'm seeing pictures of people who are creating their own virtual coffees and their own new biz dev and new relationships. And I got to tell you, Mark, at the start of this, I don't think there was a better outcome that we could wish for.
No, it's always about building a community. And that's what we've built here. That's what it is. And the fact that now the community is not only here together every morning, but connecting on their own outside, whether it be in person in different cities or virtually for coffees. It's just really awesome. And then even like we got an email earlier this week from somebody in the huddle that was, hey, I'm looking for a new opportunity. I want to stay local in this place. And I immediately said, well, have you met this person? They're a fellow huddler. They're in your city. Oh, you guys haven't connected yet? Great. I'll create the introduction for you. And I did that. So just really awesome to have a community like this that's, all on the same page.
When we date back, and I know we talked about our anniversary and stuff like that, but when we dated back to when we were going to start doing this and committed to doing live content every day, the thought was that people would have a place to go every morning to be with other people,
tell me where else you can go to be with 50, 60 people live every morning. I know there's lots of people who watch this who don't say hello and whatever, and the share rates are incredible. But anyway, so it's really cool. We are people brokers. Thank you, Lori Salarillo. But speaking about content and how we develop what we deliver to you guys, each day we look at, what the national day is, what's happening in pop culture, things that are happening, business stories that are relatable, things that are happening in our coaching and our training. But occasionally you get one right down the middle. That's a fastball. And today is one of my favorite, funniest actors. It's his birthday, Mr. Will Ferrell. Now, let me ask you, when you say his name, don't you laugh?
Oh, every time. Like there's so many great movies, skits. Like you think of Will Ferrell and you just know that something funny is coming.
So I think the best way to kick off a salute to his birthday, and he's done lots of stuff, and we could spend the entire show doing that. I'm not going to do that because I promised you guys I wanted to do something on listening, but let's see a brief montage of Mr. Will Ferrell.
And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen. Cannonball!
Good.
Okay, you guys are not going to regret this. We're going to get so much more activities done. We're going streaking! Yeah!
She'll do.
I was like, Amelia!
I brought you flowers. This next meeting could run a little bit deadly.
I'm in a glass case of emotion!
No one knows what it means, but it's provocative.
You're crazy.
You'll have to torture me. I'll never tell you.
I had no idea you'd gotten experimental surgery to have your balls removed.
That's mean.
Congratulations! I drive a Dodge Stratus!
I think it would work for me. We broke up.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did my pen get in the way of your ass?
Boy, that escalated quickly.
So everybody has their favorite moment. What's your favorite moment? Because you couldn't cover them all on this show. So.
And I was thinking more like, which one is my favorite character? Because like him in Old School is next level. Like Frank the Tank, Frank the Tank is such an iconic, person and just a personality. But I think if I had to choose of like my favorite movie of his that I could watch over and over, it would probably be Talladega Nights.
Yeah, it's so funny that you say that because I had never seen Talladega Nights up until a certain point where you and Jake like kind of guilted me. What do you mean you never saw it? And talk about like living the character and just being so.
Yeah. And Jake throws out a great movie. Other Guys with Mark Wahlberg is absolutely ridiculously hilarious. Like the two of them together are so good. Great stuff.
Well, in that movie,
hey, Gator don't play no mess. Gator don't play no mess.
in Other Guys, the woman that he's married to, right, who is so hot, I forget her name. Jake, help me out.
Eva Mendes.
Right. Eva Mendes. And Mark Wahlberg is going, she's
what is she doing with you?
How is this happening?
Yeah, Despot. You've never done a Despot?
Now, here's the funniest thing. Eva Mendes was really, really popular for a while. She was in a lot of stuff. And then she dead stopped her career. There's some on the ball swag if you tell me who Eva Mendes is married to. Do not answer that. We'll keep going. So he's done this great body of work. An amazing, funny guy. I think he just says anything, SNL, whatever. But there are some takeaways from the movies that he's done. So I did some research. And whether this is true or not, it's just a conversation point. The movie Anchorman teaches us don't overestimate job security.
Yes. And teaches you that 60% of the time it works every time.
Even Ron Burgundy wasn't safe from losing his job, which you got to think about it. Scott Garber, bang, bang, bang. Ryan Gosling, somebody said, Ryan Reynolds, you were close, but no cigar because you either score the touchdown or you do not. The movie Zoolander, which is another nutty movie, talks about his character is the eccentric guy, will do anything to get ahead. The takeaway is to act ethically, and you will get places. The Step Brothers, which is just the most bizarre movie of all.
It's so good. It's so good.
So bizarre. Teaches us that financial independence is important.
Yeah.
This is unbelievable. Elf, which who else could you see playing Elf? I use
nobody
all the time when he's so excited. Oh yeah.
Yep.
Teaches us to be true to yourself. And then I don't know, there's a couple of others that we could talk about. So, it's always nice to take what's happening in movies and music, in TV and Billboard, and pull it out and come out with things that matter. I think he's made a difference in the culture. He's made an impact on the culture, and people who have done that get the opportunity to do graduation speeches. Now, for me, my big, hairy, audacious goal is to do a graduation speech. I want to stand up there. I want to be in the cap and gown, and I want to do it. He did a beauty to USC, and here's some clips.
All of you have excelled in various courses of study. All of you, except for 4 students. And you know exactly who you are. I graduate and I immediately get a job right out of college working for ESPN, right? Wrong. No, I move right back home. On invitation from Professor Gottesman, I would barge in on his lecture class from time to time as the guy from Physical Plant, coming by to check on things, and the professor would joyfully play along. Moments like these encouraged me to think that maybe I was funny to whole groups of people who didn't know me. And after moving back to LA, there were many a night where in my LA apartment, I would sit down to a meal of spaghetti topped with mustard with only $20 in my checking account, and I would think to myself, oh well, I can always be a substitute school teacher. You're never not afraid. I'm still afraid. I was afraid to write this speech, and now I'm just realizing how many people are watching me right now, and it's scary. Can you please look away while I deliver the rest of the speech? But my fear of failure never approached in magnitude my fear of what if. What if I never tried at all? Love you!
That's awesome. That's really great.
I mean, so if you imagine you graduate school and you get some real learning like that. Matthew McConaughey did a great one at University of Houston. Steve Jobs has, so for me, that's my big, hairy, audacious goal. There are 5 takeaways from that. I'll review them for you real quickly. Reaching your dreams takes time. Mark, does it take time?
Absolutely.
Did it happen overnight?
No.
You eat a lot of shit, even in college football coaching, to get to where you were?
Year after year after year. I mean, and so many times you feel like you're at the breaking point. Like, and that to me is, if you've never felt like you honestly can't go anymore, and then you find out that you can take one more step. And there used to be a saying that we would say all the time as coaches, I could do anything for an hour. I can do anything for 2 minutes. I can do anything for 5 minutes. I can do anything for 2 hours. Sometimes you just wouldn't have, you didn't think you had it in you to go out and deliver that practice when it's week 17 and you've been going at it, but you'd say, I can do anything for 2 hours, and it would change your focus.
Totally. Number 2, not everybody's going to believe in you. As a matter of fact, it's really important to notice that sometimes the people closest to you, this is my salt and pepper on his comment, are the ones who are the biggest naysayers. You can't do that. Jump off. The fear of they don't want you to fail, so they're going to not allow you to step out. So not everyone will believe in you. Make sure you pay attention to the people that are motivating you. Pay attention to what your heart is telling you. Did you follow your heart, young man?
Absolutely. Always have, always will. Chase my passion and let the passion figure out what comes from there.
And for those who haven't figured it out yet, what is your passion?
Hey, Poppy.
Coaching, develop. This guy is my passion.
I love it. I love it.
Hey, Poppy, I'm late.
You're late?
Yeah, because
Oh, he's late. He's late. He's late to the show, he says.
You know what? If there's anybody that I'm going to allow to get in the door late, for those that know me, Like when I was
That's
training sales staffs, if you were late, I locked the door. You know,
awesome.
you had
I
to bring
love it.
the next day, but this guy gets in. Last two, just to jam him out. Encouragement, encouragement comes in surprising places. Look for it; it's all around you. And then the fear of failure never goes away. And I can testify to that. That I am fearful every day, and I turn that fear into gasoline to drive me to do good shit every day. So happy birthday to our friend, and we all love him, Will Ferrell, which leads us to, it's a perfect time for motivational music.
Let's go. Love it.
So the importance of that song and why it's so motivational today is Will Ferrell made you feel good. He makes people feel good. That is a skill set. They call it soft skills, which is bullshit. I think it's a major skill if you can make people feel good. And one of the best ways to make people feel good is to listen to them. Listen, that people want to be heard. So I'm going to give you the 3 levels of listening. There is listening for things you know about. Boom, that's the most superficial. Okay, all right, so I'm going to call it listening. Then there's listening for information. Oh, you have something to offer me. And then the deepest level of listening is listening for experiences, feelings, motivations, and values. And what I want to point out today is that there's 2 kinds of listening. You could be either in front of somebody like this or in person, or there's social listening. Social listening means pay attention to what people are writing, saying, what they're going through. All those things about feelings and emotions and content is what other people are putting out there. So social media is not just posting and getting views so that you can have an ego. Go, oh, look at me, I got all these posts. That's not how you looked at the 21,000. You probably went back and said, okay, who can I connect with here based on what they commented or what they said or what's going on?
Still doing it. Like that's so that to me is like, I think the misnomer about going viral or having a post that gets that kind of reach is all of a sudden there's just going to be this flood of attention and it's really the opposite. All it did was create a ridiculous amount of opportunity for me to do research on those people to figure out whether or not they're people I want to have conversations with. And so using that as the commonality of, hey, thanks for sharing that on my post. I would love to hear more about your perspective, or I see that you also are doing this and you're with these people. But I think the other point of that about social listening is when you take in all of that information, when you're listening to your peers and what they're saying, when you're listening to other leaders in the space and what they're saying, and you're getting all of this insight, it allows you to formulate your own voice that you can get comfortable sharing day after day after day. And you're able to forecast what's going to happen. You're able to share your own insights and your own perspectives, which will be interesting to some people and not to others. And that's okay.
I love it. I mean, it's such a critical topic of that we train and learn LinkedIn like a pro, is that you got to invest yourself in listening to what everybody's saying. You know, it's so key. People are sharing their problems. Hey, you know, and this is another Facebook thing. People on Facebook, hey, do you have a plumber? Okay, that's a normal thing. I'm looking for a plumber. Well, in business, people are saying, I've got this problem. Do you know anybody who has the solution? We give the solution right up front. Boom, there you go. Here it is. We know it. We'll give it, give to get, all of that kind of stuff. So there's no better way to play it off than with the Wall and Hall. So Mark, take it away. Some of these are spectacular.
I love it. So Shay,
for a Friday. So go.
Give me the Wall of Shame. Let's go.
Good to hear that music again, right?
It's great. And so for those of you who are relatively new to the show and have never seen this segment, this is where we take inbound invitations and we use our strategy of turning everything into a conversation, and we highlight ways to connect with people and ways not to connect with people. Obviously, the Wall of Shame is what you shouldn't be doing. Shay, show me the first one. So the first one comes from Joseph Rogers, and it's a blank invite. So I ask him, the same question I ask everybody: do you mind me asking what made you want to connect? To be completely honest, I used a targeted automated system designed not to seem automated. Wow. I'm out immediately. All he wants to do is target me for whatever he wants to sell me. You are out, sir. Goodbye.
What a fool for even saying it up front.
Right. Like, I gave you the opportunity to go do your own research after you've connected and say, oh, I saw this, this, and this, and would love to have a conversation with you.
Hilarious.
But instead, I'm telling you about my automated system. Shay, show me the next one. This one comes from Laura Johnson. Hey, yo, first name. Ahaha, just joking, Mark. Your name is a familiar, although it's not sure we've ever met. I've come up on my LinkedIn homepage as someone I should meet. By the way, are you able to generate any business through LinkedIn? I mean, it's mind-blowing to me that you're not looking at my content that I'm sharing, that you're using this, like, I don't know, like, you think it's funny that it looks automated and it's not. I don't get it. Let me
ask you this. Girl like that walks up to you at a bar, does that same bullshit at the bar, you throw a drink on her, man.
I'm gone. I mean, in this world, I'm not throwing a drink on anybody at this point. I'm gone. I'm out immediately. Shay, show me the last one for the Wall of Shame. So this one comes from Olivia. Hi, Mark. Your profile was at the top of the search results for professionals in the management consulting industry. I'm dedicated to flipping the industry on its head and exposing the lack of quality major products have. Let's connect and learn from each other. Now, I think some of you would say, well, that's not so bad. That is generic. There's nothing in there. I'm top. Bullshit. I'm top. And even if I am correct, you're talking to me about what you want to do. Say, hey, I see you're in this industry. There's a lot of people that I work with that you might be able to learn from. Do you want to share notes sometime? Something along those lines.
Piece of all she had to do was watch the Huddle and say, Mark, I see you on the Huddle with your son every day. How cute. You love that you get to work with your dad and your son.
I'm an easy target. I've talked about this before. Like, I'm the easiest target on LinkedIn. I give you something. I give you multiple pieces of content every day. Well, let's go to overtime and let's do some Hall of Fame.
And we'll go to overtime.
Standing in the Hall of Fame, and the world's gonna know your name.
So just so everybody knows, it's really nice to do it outside. It's supposed to be 105 in Philly today, and I think it just hit 100.
White was a bad choice.
Drenched.
I love it. All right, Shay, show me the first one. So the first of all, the name alone gets him into the Hall of Fame. Cashton is a Hall of Fame name, no doubt. But he says, Mark, saw your post about your son making friends at the pool, and I really liked it. I tell my kids all the time, we are humans, speak to everyone and connect. We all have something in common. He goes on to tell me that he manages 50 plus associates and managers, and he's always looking for ways to motivate the team. I'm sure you know it's not always easy leading. Bang. Right? I mean, that is the ultimate bang, talking about the content that I shared, why it was relevant to him, who he is and what he does. Now we can go have a virtual coffee and we can become friends because we know what we share with each other.
I really feel like it's so significant. I mean, that, the idea is that guy just showed you who he is, shows you how he communicates. You can be friends with him. Like, I look forward to hearing about your coffee with him, because no selling, whatever. Maybe there's an opportunity there. He laid it out there.
Sure.
He has a need. You could fulfill that need, whether you get paid for it or not, is completely irrelevant. You'll get paid for some of it, you know.
So it's amazing that less people don't understand how to do that. But tying it back to your content, personal content. I shared a picture of my son and talked about him making friends at the pool. That's what drove that. Show me that.
Wait a minute. This is not Facebook.
Yeah, show me the next one. Next one comes from Anna Hockett. Hey, Mark, being a former college athlete and having a brother who is currently a college basketball coach, I was drawn to your profile. Then I read the post and all the comments when you posted about your wife's birthday. I was super intrigued and had to connect. Thank you. Telling me you noticed my background, what we have in common and what that commonality is, and then what drove you further. Glad to have a virtual coffee. Welcome to the tribe. Let's do it.
I want to share this. Coach Mike, no surprise, shared a comment yesterday that got unnoticed, but he said, it's just like when you would go into someone's office and they have pictures of their family all over the place. Oh, you like to scuba dive. Oh, your son is playing basketball. Oh, totally appropriate, but this is not Facebook.
All right, last Hall of Fame. Let's do it. Danny Nelson comes in, saw someone in my network like one of your posts, loved the energy and passion you brought to what you were doing, and figured connecting was a good idea. Absolutely, it was a good idea. It was a great idea, Denny. So understanding that all you have to do to get into the Hall of Fame with somebody is make it personal. So LinkedIn created a rule that you can only send 100 connection requests a day. If you're sending 100 connection requests a day, number one, I don't know what the hell else you're doing all day long, but there's no way you're putting quality and effort into those 100. Back that 100 back. Don't even get close to reaching that 100 a day. Give me 20 a day. Give me 5 a day, right? Give me 5 a day and put real quality and effort behind it, and watch the difference in the quality of the connections that you make and the opportunities that come from it.
That deserves a high five, my brother.
A digital high five.
A digital high five. Virtual high five. Go out, make it a great Friday. Kick some ass, create momentum. The grind includes Saturday and Sunday, and we'll be back and working on Monday morning.
Please don't worry about me. I'm about to let my heart speak. Friends keep telling me to leave this. So let's get down to business. Let's get down to business. Give you one more night to get this. We've had a million